Blah. Look at that disgusting weather here in Istanbul. What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode here on Food Fanatics. I've got 2 more days left in Istanbul before I need to get out of the country and go to my next destination, which is a secret for now. But before I leave, I want to go and have my favorite dessert for 24 hours. So for today and today only, I'm gonna be eating Kunefe for 24 hours, and I'll be taking you along with me for the journey. We'll be tasting some Turkish Kunefe and some Arabic Kunefe because there are a few Syrian restaurants here in Istanbul. I'll be having a lot of pistachio styled Kunefe, some ice cream based Kunefe, some traditional Kunefe, some Arabic semolina Kunefe. So, if that sounds good, hit that like, hit that sub, let's get this party started and join me along for the ride. It's gonna be yummy. Alright guys, listen, because the weather is so shit, we need to get there, get back ASAP before the Kunefe becomes cold. I want it hot, warm, I want that cheese melted. We need to roll in, roll out, and let's get back home and then eat. I'm walking there now to get the food. I'll catch up with you in a bit. I'll see if I can show you stuff from inside the restaurant as they prep it. Let's roll. as always, I've got the masterpiece of a dessert. I'm just gonna rock up home. Let's dig into it. It's still hot, it's still melted cheese. It's gonna be delicious. I can't wait, I really cannot wait. Made it home, all good, excited, can't wait to dig in. I don't wanna talk too much because it's a dessert that you have to eat while it's hot. So let's go. We've got this, let's open it. Nice, we've got a big box. Let me unbox it. Let me show, let's open it. And then we've got a couple of containers. And then I'm gonna open, oh, so there's syrup that's at the bottom of the box. I don't know if you guys can see, but you can see some syrup has filtered through. I'm gonna open them. I'll be showing you guys how they look. These smell heavenly. I'm gonna open, grab my fork. Okay, first one I'm gonna wanna dig into over here. You can see it dripping from the syrup is the pistachio Bellorille Kunefe. And I'm just gonna take in my first bite. Oh, it's super soft. Let me show you guys here how it is. Look how soft it is. Oh, and you can just kind of like pull it off. Looks delicious. Let's go in for that first bite. Oh my god. Wow. So pistachio based, so creamy. You can see a lot of the cream on the inside, you can see a lot of the pistachio, and then you can see the shredded like a vermicelli strings at the bottom. Very tasty, very yummy, not too sweet. I have to say that the syrup is not all that sweet. And then you can even kind of like take a look here. You can see the strands, the shredded, you know, kind of kadaif at the bottom. We've got the pistachio layer at the top, and then the cream in the middle. Let's go in. So simple, so flavorful. You really taste a lot of this pistachio because as you can see here, it's a really nice layer. It's not too sweet, so the syrup that they have, there's not a lot of sugar in it. So I definitely love that about this, because this is a dessert that I've had other places in Turkey that becomes very extremely sweet, that, you know, it overpowers the flavor of the pistachio, of the cream in it and such. Now, another thing that I love here about this is just like the, you know, the clotted cream inside of it. Like, take a look at the amount of cream that they put in it. They didn't skimp out on it. You taste a lot of the cream in every bite. And it's warm cream, and it's kind of just starts to dissolve in your mouth, but you do kind of have to chew it. And, you know, it's a very sweet, natural taste to it. Wow. So good, I love it. I love kunefe. I'm absolutely crazy about this dessert. It is my absolute favorite food, favorite dessert in the world. And I do have to say one thing. If you love pistachio, Turkey is gonna be perfect for you. But if you love kunefe, this is definitely worth a try. It has a lot of that pistachio taste to it without a lot of that cream in it. And it's such a different, you know, take on the kunefe. I absolutely love it, but I will have to say it's not my favorite. I prefer the traditional way with cheese and then with a different kind of layer than this one, than the pistachio. I prefer without the pistachio. I'd give this like a 9 out of 10. That's how yummy it is. And I'm gonna take in my last bite, and then let's move on to the next dessert. Oh, this is a big, whoops, whoopsie. We've got a big bite over here. You guys can see this. We're gonna one time it. Wow. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Now, next up, what we have is the shredded kadaif Kunefe. You can see it's got a bit of pistachio on it. We've got, you know, the shredded vermicelli-like strands on top. And then it looks, if you look here closely, you can see in the middle, and it's dripping syrup, by the way, you can see in the middle it's stuffed with pistachio. So I just, here, while I'm on camera, let me see if I can do this for you guys. I want to see if I can dig into that first bite. Oh, it's crunchy. That's, you know, the first thing I've noticed. Take a look at this. Oh wow, look at this, look at this, look at this. Oh, and you can see some of the cream on the inside. You can take a look here, see some of the cream in the middle of it. And I'm ready to go in for my first bite. You see some of the cream, you see a lot of the shredded dough. It's falling off. Let's go. Crunchy, very sweet, a lot sweeter than the first one. Not as much of the pistachio taste, but you taste a lot of the crunch, and you taste a lot of that cream in the middle. In the previous one, the pistachio overpowered the taste of the cream, I would say, and there wasn't enough of the vermicelli strands to give it as much of a flavor. Whereas in this one, if you can take a look here, there's actually quite a bit, and it's so crunchy. Oh, it's so tasty too. You can kind of take a look. Oh, you can see, wow, look at this strand. You can see it is stuffed with all of it. Seems very crunchy. And over here, we've got a pistachio layer at the top that you can see here. And under that is the cream. I don't know if you, yeah, you guys can see. Let's go in for this bite. So sweet, so good. The crunchy vermicelli gives it such a nice unique taste. The kadaif cream is really good. It mixes in there nicely. And the pistachio just give it like a little hint of a taste. It gives it that like Turkish flavor taste. And then here I wanted to show you guys from earlier, this is the cream. So if you take a look, if you look closely, look at on the other one, so it's just covered with pistachio. I'm gonna go in for this bite. Oh, so creamy. And then I want to see if I can pull it up and show you guys here. Take a look. Do you see this layer of cream? Phenomenal. So good. Such a different take on the kunefe. By the way, I can eat it like a sandwich, but I won't. And then look at the bottom. It's pretty, you know, crispy and toasted, and then from the surface, and we've got that layer of pistachio in there. Such a unique masterpiece creation here. I'm gonna go in for another bite, and my next bite, I want to see. I want to get a big, nice chunk. I want everything in it. I want a lot of kadaif in it. I want a lot of pistachio. Look at this. It's massive. Look at this. It's got everything. We've got a lot of that pistachio, a lot of that. It's so sweet. It's not too heavy. It's a very light, nice dessert. You can just have it. You can see the size of this. It's not that big. It won't fill you. It's not that heavy, but it is sweet. It is very rich, and it is just loaded with different ingredients that give you that flavor. I would say it definitely hits the spot. Let me go in for that bite. Wow. My favorite dessert in the world. What's awesome is this style of kunefe, you can kind of do it virtually anywhere in the world. It's not hard. You can get cream, or you can even do cheese, pistachios you guys have access to, and then you can get the vermicelli. And you guys saw him as he's doing it, how he's just like loading it, layering it. You can easily do this at home, pop it in the oven, have it, eat it, all of that. And speaking of eating it, guys, I'm gonna finish up the rest of this, and I'm gonna see you for my third kunefe of the day later on once I am hungry again. Delicious. See you guys in a bit. Yo guys, it's a bit later. You can see the Galata Tower behind me. So hungry again, walking, streets are empty. I'm just going right now to across the Galata Bridge to the other European side, and what I want to do, I want to find a shop and I want to get some more kunefe over there. so roll along with me. I can't even speak. Let's go, guys. I'm starving still. I'm just still making my way there. I've got 2 days left in Istanbul, and I do have to say I'm gonna miss this place so much. I've been here like 6, 7, 8 times now. It only gets better and better. But that being said, I think I'll be back here again towards the end of next year to devour the food, and hopefully with less restriction, guys. Let's go find this Kunefe. So I'm walking up to the place. As you guys can see behind me, the old market is very closed. But what's really good is that the place itself is still open. So I'm actually really thankful about that. And check it out, it's over there. We're just walking up to it. Okay everyone, I'm situated here at the old market because it's pretty much abandoned. I've got the Kunefe here in my hand, very syrupy as you guys saw in the video. I'm gonna dig in. I'm gonna get a nice bite of the ice cream. You can see it has a heart-shaped ice cream on here. I'm gonna go in for that. Oh, it's pretty tough, I have to say. Very hard to dig in. So what I'm gonna do, for my first bite, oh my god, my fork is stuck. I'm just gonna get the Kunefe. Take a look at this. Look at the cheese. Oh, it's so melty. Let's go in for the first bite. Crunchy. Very sweet. Cheesy. It's also chewy from that like top layer that you see over here. Very tasty. This is the traditional style of the Kunefe. Only thing, unfortunately, is that my ice cream, I can't really dig into it, so I'm just gonna wow. So sweet. So creamy, so light, thick ice cream. The Kunefe, it's almost just like drowsing in syrup. Like, take a look at this. Look how much it's dripping. Syrup. You don't really taste the pistachio on the surface. The ice cream is so creamy. It's so cold. And then I love the layer here. Look at the cheese, it's just hanging. And we've got, you know, the layer on top of the shredded vermicelli threads that have been kind of like all layered into one giant circular layer. Crunchy, very sweet, because there's a lot of syrup here compared to the first two I've had today. But that's why the ice cream is good, because the ice cream gives it a different flavor, but it's not sweet. I can't stop eating it. I don't know if you guys can see. But it's absolutely full of syrup. Almost a bit too sweet for my liking compared to, let's say, Arabic Kunefes. But nonetheless, this will do the trick. I'm just gonna finish it up here, take my last bite. Look at this. Wow. And it's covered with syrup. We've got all elements to it. 3, 2, let's go, guys. Wow, so heavy, crunchy texture, cheesy. So good. So good. I'm just gonna drink the last bit of syrup. So sweet, so good, so yummy, so tasty. Let's keep moving on. There's more kunefe to be had. What a legendary dessert. That was so good. It felt heavy because it's full of syrup compared to the first couple of kunefes that I had. Now, what I want is to go have a nabulsiye kunefe, which is an Arabic style kunefe made with semolina, not made with the kadaif or, you know, the fried vermicelli strands. So we're gonna go there. It's gonna be with cheese. It's gonna be really good. The syrup is very different as well. And I'm gonna go to the Syrian part of the city, and then I will show you guys how good it is. I can't wait. I might get two because I'm such a faras and I love my Arabic kunefe. A lot more than the Turkish one, I would say. God damn, I hate these masks. Can't wait till this shit is over. Let's go, guys. There's been a change in plans. You see, I went to the Arabic dessert place to get my kunefe, and they had informed me because it's lockdown weekend and such, business is usually slower than usual, so they don't prepare kunefe on the weekend. Which of course was a big disappointment for me because that is my favorite kind of kunefe and I wanted to do it on the video, and I wanted to have it one last time before I left Istanbul, because I leave in a couple of days and the place is on the other side of town, so I'm not gonna get a chance to go there again tomorrow, and definitely not on Tuesday, which is when I'll be leaving. So we've had to compromise, and what I ended up doing is I got some other desserts, Arabic desserts as well, and let me show you what they are. Okay, first thing we've got is this dessert called the sweetness of cheese, and in Arabic it's called halawat al-jibn, which literally translates to the sweetness of cheese. So the way this is made is semolina mixed with some cheese that makes it into this roll, and then they stuff it with this clotted cream here that you guys can see, and then they top it off with some syrup and some pistachio. It is heavenly, I want to say. Take a look and let me show you the inside of it. Look at it. It is fully stuffed with the clotted cream, or as we like to say in Arabic, ashta, and then it's got pistachio on top, and then we've got the roll layer that's made out of some semolina, some cheese, and that's why it's called the sweetness of cheese. Now specifically, Syrians are the absolute masters at this dessert. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Wow. It's so sweet, so creamy. You taste the pistachio a little bit, but that cheese taste, it's in this roll that enwraps, you know, this cream that's about to fall off. The cream, it's so clotted. It's so flavorful. It's not sweet. It's just very creamy. It's very heavy. This layer of semolina with the cheese is so chewy in your mouth, but it's not tough. It's a very chewy layer of the semolina dough, and then as you're chewing it, you know, some of that syrup that you see on top of it or even inside of it here, it sort of starts to, you know, squirt inside your mouth, I guess. And it gives it that very like subtle, sweet, creamy, cheesy flavor. There's no dessert that's ever made that tastes anything like this. I'm gonna go in for another bite here. Now, if you take a look here, you can see it's very stretchy. If you can see kind of how it is. That's because they've made it into this sheet that they've wrapped the clotted cream with it. So when you are biting into it, it's not, it's a little, I almost want to say dense, and you basically end up chewing through it. And the more you chew it, the more you're getting that flavor from the semolina, and the more you're getting the taste of the cheese, and then the cream comes in. It's so rich, it's so flavorful, it's sweet because of the syrup mixed with the cream. And then you taste some of the pistachio, and it just gives it that, you know, very unique flavor. So if you want something sweet but not necessarily sugary, that's not necessarily like a typical, you know, like dessert such as the baklava and stuff, where a lot of that flavor is coming from the syrup, the halawat al-jibn is perfect for this. I'm gonna take in the bite and let's move on. Wow. Okay, next up, what we have is this, what we like to call Basbusa, or as it is known in Lebanon, Namoura. Now, this is a semolina cake that, if you can see that it's moist, that's because it's covered with syrup, which is absorbed by the semolina. And on top, we've got little chunks of almonds. And this thing is heavy. It's made into blocks. It disintegrates very easily. It's very grainy, I want to say. If you can take a look here, it's very grainy. It will disintegrate because these clumps of the semolina have absorbed a lot of that, you know, that syrup. So basically they are not sticky to one another, but they are sticky because of the syrup. And this thing should be so flavorful. And then there is some rose water and orange blossom water, I want to say, in it. Let's take in that bite. Wow. So sweet. Super grainy. You taste the almond in it. And I love how the top layer, bottom layer, has been exposed to heat, which makes it crunchy, which gives it that extra flavor. Very sweet. I'd say this is a lot sweeter than a lot of the stuff I've had today, because the syrup that they use in it is very different than the other ones. The top surface is quite hard and chewy, so it gives it that crunchy texture. Very good. And then the thing is that middle layer of these semolina grains, they're so sticky, but that's because they've absorbed so much of the syrup. So when you're biting it, you are taking in a lot of sweet sugar syrup. And then in addition to that, even one piece of almond that you see here on the surface gives it such a different flavor. It's so good, so yummy, so sweet, very heavy. This is something you need coffee with it, you need some tea or whatever, because this will knock you out. Let me go in for another bite. I want to get knocked out. Wow. I want to keep working into it, but before I do, I have to say thank you for staying along, guys. Thank you for watching the video. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below just to help the channel grow. I hope you loved this video. I hope you enjoyed me sacrificing my body and diabetes for the sake of the channel. What a sweet day, I would have to say. I loved everything I ate. My favorite thing, I think it was the 2 Kunefes I had first thing in the video. They were absolutely delicious. I didn't get a chance to show you guys the Arabic Kunefe, but you know what? Maybe once, you know, this whole situation thing ends, we'll head over to Jordan, to Lebanon, and I'll be able to, you know, show you some real Arabic Kunefe. Even Syria too, wouldn't be an issue. I'd love to go there and see how the food is and how the situation is. I hope you guys loved everything. I'm just gonna work through the rest of this food, but until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.